Just when you thought Leanne Battersby had seen all the types of men Weatherfield had to offer, one comes along who could turn her world upside down all over again. And here's the thing. At first glance, he looks almost too good to be true. A new face on the cobbles, Leanne is drawn to him, and already there are warning signs in the background. Could this be the fresh start Leanne needs? Or are we seeing the start of another complicated Coronation Street romance? Honestly, I wasn't expecting this storyline to catch my attention quite so quickly, but there's already plenty to talk about. Let's get into it. The first thing that stands out is how naturally this newcomer slots into Weatherfield life. He arrives with family connections already in place, which instantly gives him a reason to be involved in the community. That's always a smart move in Corrie because viewers tend to warm to new characters much faster when they're linked to familiar faces, but what really caught my eye wasn't the family connection at all. It was the way he handled a difficult situation almost immediately after arriving. Without giving too much away, he steps into a tense moment involving some unpleasant behaviour and makes it very clear he won't tolerate anyone being pushed around. It paints a picture of somebody calm, confident, and capable of taking charge when needed. Now compare that with Leanne. She's passionate, outspoken, and never one to hold back her opinion. Sometimes that's exactly what makes her such a brilliant character to watch. So when these two personalities begin circling each other, you've got to wonder whether they're a perfect match or a recipe for disaster. Viewers might remember how many times Leanne has thrown herself into relationships hoping for stability, only for things to become far more complicated than expected. That's why I'm approaching this new romance with a little caution. As the week progresses, the chemistry between them becomes increasingly difficult to ignore. There's playful banter, mutual admiration, and those little moments that soap fans instantly recognize as the start of something bigger. You know the scenes I mean, the ones where two characters suddenly seem to notice each other differently. Corrie has been doing that trick for decades, and it still works. What's particularly interesting is that Leanne appears genuinely excited by the possibility of someone new entering her life. After everything she's endured over the years, that's actually quite refreshing to see. But then comes the detail that made me raise an eyebrow. Not everyone seems convinced this romance is a good idea. Whenever established characters start warning somebody away from a new arrival, alarm bells start ringing in my head. Soap history tells us those warnings rarely appear for no reason. Could there be more to this newcomer than we've seen so far? I genuinely wouldn't rule it out. There's another moment later in the storyline that feels especially important. Away from Leanne, we see hints that this new arrival may have connections and history that haven't yet been fully explained. Corrie loves planting little mysteries in the background before revealing the bigger picture weeks later. My theory, I don't think we've met the complete version of this character yet. At the moment, we're seeing the charming side, the helpful side, and the confident side. But soap newcomers rarely arrive without at least one secret tucked away somewhere. Whether it's family drama, old rivalries, or unfinished business from the past, I'd be surprised if everything remained straightforward. And let's not forget another familiar Weatherfield resident soon receives some attention from him as well. Now that's where things could get properly messy. If romantic sparks begin flying in more than one direction, Leanne may find herself facing competition before this relationship has even had a chance to settle. Classic Corrie chaos. We wouldn't have it any other way. So what do you think? Is this exactly the fresh start Leanne needs, or are you already suspicious of Weatherfield's newest arrival? I'd love to hear your theories in the comments, because I have a feeling this storyline could surprise all of us over the next few weeks. If you enjoyed this spoiler chat, don't forget to give the video a like, subscribe to episode Whisper 2.0, and turn on notifications so you never miss the latest Coronation Street updates and fan theories. Thanks for spending a few minutes with me, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care, mate.